Do you smell that? No, you don't. But I smell it. And today we're talking about Spice and Wood from Creed, the Royal exclusives. Well, let's talk about the price point for this baby. $610 in the US, $410 or so elsewhere. So what is in it that makes it smell so good? Well, to find out what's in it, we first got to find out about the inspiration with Spice and Wood. Spice and Wood was created after to resemble Mark Anthony and Cleopatra. So you have this Middle East to the European side. So at first you have this freshness. Fun fact, one of my favorite stories that I learned, or you know, part of history and fragrance, is that when Cleopatra was coming to go visit Mark Anthony, her sails were dipped in patchouli. So as before she would arrive, everyone knew she was coming because the scent was in the air. They would smell the patchouli in the air. So of course, there is patchouli, my favorite note. Also, there is some sandalwood, there is these woodsy notes, but there's also this softness and this, you know, this European vibe to it where you have these florals and you have these bergamot and fresh notes. So at first it's in this fresh notes, but quickly that dissipates. That bergamot, as we know, is light, and it just kind of dissipates and that citrusness goes away, and then you're left with these flowers of roses, the little petals, this spiciness of clove, which is one of my favorite spices of all time, with saffron of course. And it just has this scent to it that, like, I could literally sleep in this and wake up the next day smelling so good. It just has this soft, quiet, old luxury scent to it, which I think is really important with this fragrance to know, is that this is one of those fragrances that's that old luxury fragrance where people are going to smell and be like, that is beautiful. What are you wearing? And you're going to tell them Spice and Wood. And they're going to say, oh, what? They're going to think it's oud. They're going to probably think it's something else. No, 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 no. This is not one of those scents. This is a scent that is soft and subtle. It's for a specific person that knows those finer things in life, that, you know, is going to St. Moritz in the winter, that is going to Bali in the summer. And this is that type of person, you know, where you're going to be just kind of soft and quiet. You don't want to be too pronounced when you walk in. It's not like a Ventus where it's like, boom, I'm here. No, this person is completely opposite than an Aventus type of person, I would say. This is that, you know, Laurel Peony type of clientele. It's just, to me, this just is one of my favorites from the whole brand. I've had it for a while and I use it very sparingly. Probably used it more for this video than I have used it in the last month or so. But of course I left it at home and I'm back home. I was in Europe for holiday and now I'm back home getting ready for everything else in the world. So it's just one of my favorites and I wanted to just talk about it just because it's so special. Anyways, if you guys have any questions or comments about this one, let me know. Longevity wise, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't last the whole night. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and notice a glimpse of it if I spray it at night and then wake up. But it's not like in your face. Honestly, I would say longevity wise, it's about 4 hours, to be honest, where you notice all the layers, and then after that 4 hours, you're kind of like, is it there still? Is it there? Again, one of those things with Creed, and especially with this one, is the sandalwood. If you guys don't know, the sandalwood, of course, takes some time for it to develop. You get that woodsiness to it. But to be honest, for me, 4 hours, it's like you spray it, you go to the office, you leave, you spray a little bit after lunch, you're good for the rest of the day. You know, you have that scent. To me, I don't mind having to reapply because, you know, that's a higher quality and there's less of the synthetics where it's gonna last like way too crazy. I get the price point is a lot for something that lasts 4 hours, but again, at the same time, it's, You know, would you rather have something that smells like everybody or something that people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that perfume they wear is really nice. You could just tell it's like next level. And to be honest, that's all that matters, is when you walk in the room and you smell it, because then there's someone that's probably gonna be wearing Baccarat Rouge or La Labo Santal or Dior Sauvage that you're gonna be like, oh god. And at the end, you kind of want that, because you want them to be overpowering, where everyone's like, god, what are they wearing, and what are you wearing? Oh, I don't get a headache from what you're wearing, because all I could think about is Dior Sauvage or whatever. So that's kind of the whole point of this, which in its own way is kind of a positive thing, you know, when people are like, oh yeah, Chanel Blue and this, that, and the other. And it's like, oh yeah, it lasts at least 6-12 hours all day. It's like, yeah, but you smell like shit. You know, personally, not my thing. People will rave about it or whatever. To me, it's not my thing. I've never had a bottle. Every time I've smelled it, I just cannot deal with it. To me, I've just, you know, it just hasn't been in my repertoire for a very long time. But anyways, enough with that. Last and final. Beautiful, beautiful. There's for the gram. There's for the top page or whatever, my cover page. And like, subscribe, comment, more to come as always.